Hello, and in this video, a curious little Rover 25 gets a new headlining. Some of you are going to like it, and some of you are not. I've owned Nigel for over 4 years. That's the longest I've ever had a car. Doesn't seem like a long time, but it does to me. Anyway, so far, every single item that I've replaced on this car has been a standard Rover thing. MG-ZR wheels, MG-ZR boot spoiler, MG-ZR trophy rear lamps. The closest to not being standard is that little bit of purple that I sprayed. The door inserts being a mixture of very early 25 and very late 25. R3 carpets and of course streetwise roof bars and one rubbing strip. Oh, also Rover 45 connoisseur mirror caps. That bit of a BRM and of course the MGF steering wheel. Time went by at work whilst I worked on this headlining and I didn't get around to videoing it, but here it is. Let's have the first viewing of the headlining. And there it is! Look at that! Isn't that amazing? Or is it? Well, you decide. Actually, you don't need to, because I've decided, and I like it. It appeals to me in a very big way. You see, I've made it from these foam blocks, not blocks, sheets, foam sheets, bought from the range, which are cheap. So the headlining is not only really cheap, but really different. It's coming together a bit. It's quite tricky, and of course the other thing is I haven't got my microphone on. Well, there we go. What do you reckon to that? A couple of trim pieces to put in yet, and the seat belt to do. But do you like it? It's a bit like an old patchwork quilt, isn't it? Oh shit! Should it stop there though? Too late. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it anyway. It is a bit of an unusual day today, but I'm going to carry on. Do you know why it's unusual though? Well, it might be because it's a Monday. Yes, visitors. Visitors such as Booty. No, not Booty, Booty. He'll be here soon. Probably. Maybe he won't turn up. That'd be good. Right, I definitely am in two minds about this. It's a nice feel, it's a nice texture. Too much? So now, whilst I wait for my lunch to arrive, I should give this car its first vacuum. You know, I give it a wash. How many times can you watch a man wash a car? Hundreds. How many times can you enjoy watching a man wash a car? Never. So that's why you didn't see that part. How many times can you watch a man vacuum a car and enjoy it? Probably never. So you won't see it from me. I haven't finished for the day. I've just got to nip home. Drop the doggy off. There's the doggy. You see the doggy? Nope. She's hiding away in the back. Now, I must say it does feel really cool. It feels a bit special on the inside again. And with this, you can't see this here, but there you go. You can see this, the purple pillar. I actually quite like that. But I wasn't sure if I was going to like it to start with. So, what do I do next? Are the pillars coloured? Or just leave them alone? There's a nice feel. It's a really nice feel. The only thing is it looks like it's going to get dirty easily. I think what I like about this the most, though, is not having bare metal above my head, not that, but it looking cheery inside as well. Because it does. It makes it even happier. Because although the interior, I've done some things with my own. The seats I changed, the door trimmings being off of old and new Rover 25, the steering wheel being a bit more interesting. The rest of the dash, although I like it, it's just a standard dash, and it basically that. It's just nice to have something about the car that is a reflection of the outside. Because what I didn't want to do, which many people have said, is you should mix and match the seats, and I say no. Just like I won't do with the wheels, because it just would be too far. A step too far, and I wouldn't like it. But as there's quite a bit of sensible stuff on the inside, this works. I never thought I'd say this, but that A-pillar wrapped in this foam gives the Rover 25 a premium feel. And because of that, I think I've made my mind up. I'm going to do some more. Right, the next day or something. Now, having got to like this more than I was expecting, I am popping to work now, and I'm going to do the rest of these pillars. I'm going to do both A pillars, B and C. Yeah, alright, it's going to look wacko. This car is going to look really weird. These days, this to be the sensible side, and this to be the silly side. Here is my passenger side A-pillar, which has some grotty bits on that probably could come off, but it's stained, it's dirty, and in one moment it's going to look like processed cheese. Yeah, you see? Good, eh? So now look at it, eh? Look at that. Cool. These just look a bit dumb now though, don't they? Although it's only 11:30 in the morning, I'm having to go home because the ceiling's collapsed. But that's not important. What is important is finishing this job off. So I'm going to take home the stuff with me so I can do just that. Back at work, and here is my B and C pillar section. And I've decided I don't like it. The question, why did I do that? Why did I do it in stripes? I don't like stripes. Stripes are for flags and football teams. And, I prefer flags, but I'm not trying to make it look like a flag. Let's not make more mistakes like that, because getting all that stuff off was a real ball ache. Look how grubby it looks now, because it's got bits of glue stuck on it, and there's still a bit there as well. This glue, once it sticks, it does a good job. British roads would be a safer place without British people. Said it. It's true though, isn't it? Wouldn't it be fantastic to have the roads all to yourself? There have been a couple of times in the past where it's almost been like that. Now, for me, football holds absolutely no interest whatsoever. So when there's one of these big, important games on the go, and the majority of British people are just watching television, you find that the roads are all clear, and you can just have a lovely drive. Same with COVID. When COVID happens, and probably happen again at some point. Come on, lights. We all know the examples of terrible driving we see on a regular basis, but how about this for a different one? I forgot to tell you about this. The other day, I was on my way to Bury, and I could hear this flapping noise on the go, like a kind of plap, 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 plap. I don't need to explain what flapping noise is, do I? But anyway, I thought that sounds like a flat tyre, and it was, but it wasn't mine. It was the car in front. I could hear it really rather well. I had a flat tyre, driving along with a completely flat tyre, absolutely oblivious to the fact that he had a flat tyre. And he drove past a tyre place, an actual tyre place, and paid no attention whatsoever. He just carried on driving like it hadn't happened. It was bonkers. It's time to announce the end of this particular video, because I've finished not only the headlining but the pillars as well. When I say finished, the finish isn't great. The fit and finish isn't great, but certainly different. There are a couple of clips that just won't clip in. Same on this side, but look, purple and yellow, and then we go around the other side and purple and yellow opposite. I think it's fabulously quirky and hippie-ish. It's the same thing as usual. It's odd, but it matches itself. So it matches itself inside as it does on the outside. Now, the idea that I had of having stripes made it look a bit like a football shirt to me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It's too much. Now, you might think this is too much, because in actual fact it is too much, but it's too much on the level that I like. This foam stuff's really good though. It's easy to cut, it's easy to manipulate a little bit, and although these pillars, the B pillar in particular, really rather awkward to do, you can stretch it a little bit and make it work. Now, I don't know how long this is going to last. It might be 6 months from now, it all just peels off and just looks awful, but I don't actually care, because that will just give me the opportunity to try something else. Some of my followers have seen this car from very early on, when it was still mostly gold and had a headlining that was original, and even had a headlining that wasn't even sagging, because it wasn't to start with. And you may be thinking, what's next? Is there anything to do? Surely there can't be anything else left to do on this car. But I always manage to find something, don't I? And the fact is, whatever happens next, it's probably going to be something it doesn't need. But I'll do it because I want to do. One route I don't particularly want to go down though is the turbo engine. It doesn't really appeal. It's nice having a fast car, but I just can't be bothered. Never say never. As well as the Elmer the Elephant reference in the roof lining, which wasn't deliberate actually. That was pointed out to me by about 4 people. Yeah. Now we have the court jester colours on the pillars as well, and I think that's cool, because it is a joke. Well, I mean, it is kind of a joke. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a joke. So, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for liking the video. And no thank you for not liking it. What's the point, that, eh? Oh, and thank you very much for being a channel member. Oh, yes. You're all welcome to be channel members if you like, from only 99 pence. Thank you for watching it all the way to the end, or sharing, or any of these other kind of things. Thank you. Bye-bye, and see you next time. Actually, I do know what's next. The suspension. Yeah, I don't want it uprated. I just want some of it fixing, because it's getting some nasty knocks going on at the front, and I don't like that.